Hi, my name's Dina Rushworth and I'm the head pro at Witney Lakes Resort in Oxfordshire. Today's clip is about tension and how to reduce it and the effects that that actually has on your golf swing or your putting stroke or your chipping action. So I'm going to describe how that comes about and what you can do to reduce it. I'm going to do a demonstration just now, simple demonstration just to show you the effects of tension and what effect it has on the golf club. First, I'll start by holding the club really lightly and letting it swing between my thumb and middle finger. Watch how smooth and straight that club is moving. Now I've applied some tension and see how much it's moved offline. As you can see, the dog doesn't look impressed either. So I go back to now holding it lightly and letting it swing and just see how straight the club moves again. As a Mindfactor coach, I've worked with Carl Morris and learnt lots of techniques to help with dealing with anxiety and tension, and as you could see in that last demonstration, it makes a massive difference how tense you are when you're holding the club. But that tension comes from somewhere, and it comes from the words that you're using, the dialogue, the images that you're running through your mind whilst you're out on the golf course. Now, I've listened to tons of podcasts and read tons of books on all this, and all the successful people in the world meditate. And it might be hard for people to do that. So a technique you could use to help with concentrating your mind, because really it's, your golf swing's at max 2 seconds long. It's something like 1.5 to 1.8 seconds long. If you are thinking as you stood over the ball and you're letting anxiety creep in and you're letting the saboteur creep in, you'll get very tight from the top of the backswing. It doesn't matter how many times you practice coming from the inside or whatever move you're trying to produce. It doesn't matter how much you practice that. If you are tense, it will override that. A tense muscle is not a flexible muscle, and that tension comes from the way you're thinking. So a simple technique that you could do is, if you don't want to get into meditation, is you could use a golf ball. Any golf ball will do. There's a brand on that, but I'm not saying I'm endorsed by them. And stare at it and just see how long you can stare at that golf ball without your mind wandering. How long can you stare at a dimple without thinking, oh, what am I having for dinner? You know, blah, blah, blah. Because on a golf course, you will be stood over that ball and then you will be top of the backswing and you'll think, oh God, don't hit it left. And then before you know it, you're tense as hell, you come over the top and sure enough it goes left. So it's a simple technique that you could do in isolation, at home, whenever, waiting for the kettle to boil. It's a simple technique that you can do to train your mind to stay focused when you're whilst you're swinging the club. I hope that helps. Best of luck.